What is going on, everyone? This is Nero again, and today I have for you some domination gameplay, this time on the map Dome, using the M16, and I'm going to give you guys a quick spoiler alert, because usually I put the score in the title, but not this particular video. I do actually drop 61 kills in this match using relatively low kill streaks, and the fact I'm using the M16 without stability, if you guys didn't know, stability makes the M16 a lot better. With the less sway, definitely just makes the gun 10 times better. But I'm using it without stability, and I do get a pretty beast final score, so I hope you guys stick around and enjoy that. But today, I would actually like to talk to you guys a little bit about what would go into making the perfect Call of Duty. Now, I like Modern Warfare 3, I liked Black Ops, I liked Modern Warfare 2, I've liked every new title in the Call of Duty series, but a lot of people on YouTube seem to not. They seem to really hate. I mean, they say the game is getting progressively worse, when I actually think the game is getting, I'm not gonna say better, but I think it's kind of coasting, and I think the game is, it's you get what you pay for, and it's something fun to play, and I don't think it even grows stale for me. But I think the reason why YouTubers seem to not like the newer Call of Duties is because the newer Call of Duties, they kind of make it a little bit easier for not so good players to do well, making it harder for these people to get gameplays, and I think that they just like to complain whenever they're faced with a challenge. That's my take on the whole subject. But it got me to thinking, what would go into a perfect Call of Duty that nobody could complain about? And I got to thinking, and these are my opinions, this is how I'm thinking it should roll down. I think the perfect Call of Duty would be a mix of a COD4 and a World at War remake. To me, COD4 and World at War are my favorite Call of Duties. They were so much fun to me. And in this brand new Call of Duty, which I can't think of a title for, I'm actually going to ask you guys at the end to think of a title for this new game. It's going to be a mix between COD4 and World at War, whereas it's almost like a playlist. Remember, you have your core playlist, and then your hardcore playlist, or in Modern Warfare 3 you have your standard playlist and your advanced playlist. In this new game, you're going to have your COD4 playlist and your World at War playlist, and your creative classes are going to be completely different based on which playlist you are in. How awesome would that be? 2 games just in one. Now, it's kind of like a duel, like I said, between COD4 and World at War, and the spawn system is going to go back to the way it was in COD4 and World at War. I mean, they're not going to change anything about that. There's no payback spawn system, no revenge spawn system. It's just going to be the exact same spawn system as COD4 and World at War, because game modes like Domination in COD4 or War in World at War were just amazing game modes where it rewarded better teams because you could spawn trap the enemy team pretty easily and reward better teams for playing better. And if you're a bad player and you're not on a good team, then you're going to basically get dominated. I definitely like that aspect. It forces you to become a better player if you want to get out of the spawn trap. So I thought that was awesome. That's the way I would like to keep the spawns. As for the guns, I think they should be the same as COD4 and World at War, with better graphics. Now, for example, you look at your COD4 P90. To me, the COD4 P90 was uglier than sin, whereas you have your Modern Warfare 3 P90, which looks amazing. Update the graphics on the guns. I mean, leave the guns in terms of damage and damage, sway, all that fun stuff. Leave it all the same. I don't even care. Leave the ACOG M40 basic one-hit kill glitch thing. Leave that in there. That made the game fun. So leave those basically the same, and maybe even bring in a few other guns. Maybe. I mean, I'm not, that's kind of pushing the envelope a little bit, but maybe. Maybe bring in one more bolt action rifle or sniper rifle for COD4. Maybe. I really don't like to try and change the game that much in that sense. So in terms of guns, I'd like to keep guns the same on this brand new COD4 / World at War remake one-disc game. Now, in terms of the maps, keep the same maps. The maps in COD4 and World at War were amazing. They were perfect for those particular games. COD4 has arguably the most balanced maps, whereas it's always fast-paced and has great flow, with the exception of a few. I mean, Countdown had kind of a bad flow for most game modes, except for Search and Destroy. But other than that, I think the maps are honestly perfect in those games. But like I said, update the graphics. Maybe bring in a day and night feature, whereas when you go into the game, it kind of alternates between day and night. Every time you play it, it's going to alternate. It randomly chooses before the game starts whether or not it's going to be a daytime map or a nighttime map. For you World at War fans, imagine CeeLo at night. Yeah, picture that. That'd be awesome, because CeeLo is my favorite map in any Call of Duty. Or Backlot. Backlot at night from COD4, that would be awesome, with just a couple lights around that kind of light up the place a little bit, but just make it at night. That would be sweet. I think it would be a great idea. Once again, these are my opinions. When it comes to perks, there's a couple things I would like to change. First off, drop Iron Lungs. Iron Lungs is basically, for you guys that don't know, the equivalent of Marksman Pro in Modern Warfare 3. It's basically that. I mean, you have longer breath hold. That's what Iron Lungs did in both COD 4 and in World at War. I say we drop Iron Lungs, add Marksman. You bring marksman over from Modern Warfare 3 here, whereas you know, I mean, not even necessarily the longer breath hold, but just the bigger, being able to see people's names above their heads at longer distances. I personally think that's a great perk, and it helps weed out the campers at a distance. You have that one guy just laying on his belly with a Type 95 across the map, you'll be able to see him when you have marksman before he can see you. So I think marksman would be a great addition. I think you should keep in stopping power and Juggernaut in this brand new Call of Duty. I think Stopping Power and Juggernaut made the game more balanced, whereas people didn't have to lean towards perks like Assassin or Blind Eye or Ghost or anything like that, just because if they want to use the UAV jammer kill or perk, or in World at War the camouflage perk, they had to give up Stopping Power, which means their gun is weaker than anyone else's gun. Definitely makes the game more fast-paced when Stopping Power and Juggernaut are included. That's what I think they should do with that. Now, like I said, generally keep them the same, with a couple exceptions here. No pro perks. Do not add the pro perk variant. And you know, maybe they can make a couple tweaks to make the perks just a little bit better, in the sense that Bandolier, for example, you could pick up ammo the way you would with Scavenger. You know, I mean, I think that's balanced. That doesn't really affect the game in any way. It just means you're going to pick up more ammo as you're running around. Because me personally, I would run Bandolier, Stopping Power, and Steady Aim on basically every class in COD4 and in World at War, because I believe that was like one of the best setups. That, or maybe Deep Impact as my third perk. I thought that was a great idea. I mean, it keeps fast paced. I mean, I don't want pro perks, because pro perks tend to overthink. Like, well, with this perk I can do this, and this perk I can do this, this perk I can do this, and just it kind of throws balance out of the whack. So I think there should be no pro perks. They should generally stay the same. And in this, for example, in both games, take out Martyrdom and Second Chance, and in COD4, take out 3 frag as well. Forget those nades; those things were annoying. You can maybe replace the 3 frags first perk with Recon, the Recon perk from here in Modern Warfare 3. I think that would be a great idea. If you take Recon in there, whereas when you stun or flash somebody, they show up on the map. I think that's a kind of a great idea. But once again, I think these stuns and flashes should not, only go back to 1 stun or 1 flash. Just 2 stuns, 2 flashing is annoying. You're getting stunned and flashed left and right. If you played Modern Warfare 3, you get stunned and flashed left and right. It's annoying. And for your third perk, Martyrdom and Second Chance, you can kind of replace that with Stalker, because I believe Stalker is actually kind of a cool perk. I mean, not the delayed Claymore aspect of it, but rather the just being able to move faster while aiming down your sights. I think that's an awesome idea. I think Stalker is a great perk. Drop Martyrdom, pick up Stalker. For Second Chance, get rid of that. Put in Blast Shield Pro. Now, what I mean by Blast Shield, I don't like the fact that it saves you from grenades, because a big part of both COD4 and World at War were the grenades and placement grenades. So instead of this new Blast Shield style perk saving you from grenades, I think that perk should just basically make it so when you get flashed, it doesn't affect you, or when you get stunned, it doesn't affect you. Because once again, with only 1 stun and 1 flash on each player, it's not really going to affect you. I mean, people aren't going to be flashing you that often, so it's not going to be that big of a deal to have it in there, and it can kind of gently slide in there in the third perk slot, whereas it won't even be really noticed or affected by a lot of things. What else is there? Oh yes, and for the World at War variant, you can take out the worthless perks. I mean, World at War had tons of worthless perks. It had Tossback, which basically lets you reset the grenade. When you pick up a grenade, like someone throws a frag at you and you pick it up and you go to throw it back, it basically made it so it reset the timer so you wouldn't blow yourself up. I mean, that was kind of a worthless perk. It was just there for no reason. You can also take out a stupid perk like Fireproof. Fireproof. There was 2 things in World at War that made fire. The Flamethrower, which was weak as hell, and the Molotov Cocktail, which you had to basically be direct impacted to get killed with, because it was basically like a throwing knife, for example. So, you know, that's stupid. You don't need those. And for World at War, definitely nerf the MP40. They definitely need to nerf the MP40. I mean, we've been waiting forever in World at War. Well, I guess we're not waiting anymore because no one plays it anymore, but you definitely nerf the MP40 to get rid of that completely. To cover on grenades, only the frag. No stupid sticky grenade to get rid of I guess in World at War you can have the sticky grenade to get rid of the tanks, because I do think tanks should stay in World at War. But other than that, just a sticky and a frag in World at War, and just a frag grenade in COD4, and keep them the same. I mean, don't adjust the damage, because without 3 frags, the damage on the frag grenades wouldn't be as fierce in COD4, and wouldn't be as big a deal. So just keep the grenades the exact same, but get rid of the stupid Molotov Cocktail, because it doesn't really do anything. As well as I also think you should have the mosh pit in both games. That's a quick thing for game modes. I think they should add mosh pit in both games, and they need to keep every other game mode the same except for headquarters, because headquarters pro is stupid. You have to wait until the headquarters comes online. It's slower that way. You have to camp around it. It's not as fun. Get rid of the headquarters pro, bring back regular headquarters. Great idea. In terms of kill streaks, 357, same as it's always been. For COD4 it was UAV, airstrike, and attack helicopter. In World at War, it was what do they call it? Recon or spy plane, artillery, and dogs. Those were great. Just keep them the same like that. But in terms of if you get, here's an idea. Here's actually, just run with me on this. If you get a 10 kill streak in either COD4 or World at War, it should give you a Blackbird kill streak. Blackbird, it was an amazing kill streak. It helped keep the game fast-paced, and everyone enjoyed the Blackbird. So I think you should be able to have that. Now here's another idea, real quick. Private matches. Enable glitches in private matches. Private matches are, glitching in private matches are fun. When there's a glitch in the game, it's fun to go to a private match and do it and play around with it until they patch it. But make it, it's annoying in public match, but make it so you can do it in public or private matches, whereas you and your friends can just jump around and have fun in private match. Basically, get rid of all of the barriers in private match. Just kind of enable it on and off with the options. You can run around and have fun doing glitches in private matches while still having them patched in public matches. I think that's a great idea. So that's basically my ideas for the greatest Call of Duty ever. I think it would be very fun. They could sell this for $99, $99.99, or $120, and it comes on one disc, one big super disc, and everyone would be fun, and it'd be the most balanced game in the world. These are my opinions. What do you guys think? And if you guys can think of a title for this new game, let me know in the comment section. If you guys have anything you'd like to change, varying opinions, let me know. I'm definitely interested to find out about that. So until then, this has been Nero, and I hope you guys all have a great day and enjoyed the gameplay.